Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're first time here, I'm Harish and I explore various no-code tools and create videos on how you can probably use no-code tools to build Alexa skills, websites, mobile apps, Slack bots, or chat bots, pretty much anything. And in this video, I'm sure you're already looking at the Slack in my background. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to create an Alexa skill using which you can update your Slack status dynamically. So you can ask Alexa to update your status to something specific, and Alexa will do it for you. So right now my status is nothing. So you'll see that this changes once we build the skill, right? So couple of things for you to do before you will be able to create a skill like this is one is you have to get an access token for a Slack app, and the second is obviously creating the skill, right? What is an access token? You if you have access to a Slack channel where you are a member, uh, you should be able to create an app and you should be able to install or deploy the app to the Slack channel. For example, I maintain a test Slack channel which is called the No Code Slack, and I am the admin for it. So I have the right to install any apps that I want, right? So how do you create an app? All you have to do is go to api.slack.com, and then here you can go to your apps on the top right corner, and then I already have a few, so I'll do create new app as the first step, right? Once I click on create new app, it'll ask me for the name. So what we will do is Alex, let me name this as Alexa status changer, and it'll ask you for the workspace where you want to test it out. So I'm going to say the no code Slack as my first one, which is the one that I own, so that I can install these apps. So that is required for you to test these out. So I'll do create app, and once you do create app, the next thing is status belongs to a user's profile, right? So you need permissions to update a user's profile. So what you do is you go directly to OAuth and permissions on the left side, and here once you scroll down you will see user token scopes, right? Click on add OAuth, and then you can do users.profile to right. So this will help you update the status. As you can see here, it says edit a user's profile information and status. We'll only look at updating the status, right? So once that is there, you can do install to workspace and allow. So you will need access to the workspace for this step to happen, and you will get an access token, right? We will use this access token to send the data from Voiceflow, right? So this is set for here. So the first step is done. We've created an app on Slack, and now our next step is to go to Voiceflow and create our skill predominantly, right? Essentially, right? So let's go to the second step. I'm going to hide the edge for now. Yep, we are back in Voiceflow, and I'm going to do create project, and Slack status changer can be the name for this, since this is just a demo of how to do this. And this works on Alexa or Google Assistant. So I'm going to use Alexa for now. And I'm clicking on create project so that the project is created, and you'll have a canvas where you can build the entire thing. So what we will do is, instead of having any interaction, what we will do is directly update the status on the Slack profile, right? So for that, what we will need is obviously the first, if you are doing it directly, the first thing that you will need is the API block, and then the URL that you will need is this. I'm going to link the URL in the description below so that you can copy it. So it is this URL which is used to push data to and then update the status, right? And the type is post, so make sure you select post, and we'll need two headers here. So, right, so what are headers? Headers are basically a way to authenticate your request. So is if the request is valid or not is checked you mostly using headers in some APIs, right? So the first header that we will need is content hyphen type, and the value is application slash JSON. And the second one, you can click on the plus icon on the top right corner here. If you're not able to see it, let me just move my screen in the video. Yeah, so you can click on the plus icon here and add another one. So here I'm going to do authorization, and the response is going to be bearer space the code that we generated, right? So I'm going to quickly show you the code and copy this code won't work, so don't try and copying this code. So I'm copying the code from here, and then let me quickly hide this. Yep. So now in our skill we'll just paste this. So this is pasted. The other way to do the same thing is also by storing this in a variable. How do you do it? You basically click on model in the bottom left here, and then inside variables you can say access underscore token. You create this, and now this variable is available, so you can set the value for this, right? So how do you do that? So before the API block, what you can do is you can use the set block. So there is a set block that you can use, and here you can set the variable value. So I can select the variable access token and set the value to the one that I just copied, right? So and I can link this to this and link this to this, right? So once it comes here, what I can do is I can say bearer, I can remove the token from here and just do access token. That's how you use variables also in a API request, right? So these two are the header assignments, and with the next thing that we'll need is the body, where we will actually send what status to be updated, right? So the structure, this is going to be a raw request, so make sure you select raw, and we'll add raw JSON format here. JSON is a text format. If you don't know the terminology, it's a way to store key value pairs and data in text format. It is actually the most common used format when somebody is building an API, right? So the format that you will need is, I'm going to share this as well, so don't worry about copying this exact same thing. This will be in the description below. So the format that we will need is this. So this part is the status. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to, right? So that's it. So this step is required, and once this is successful, I think we can add a simple speak block where Alexa will say what the status is. So or we can just do status has, sorry, I'll just click on this, or this can be status has been updated, right? So that's it. And let's also add a block for failure. So I'm just going to do duplicate for this, and we'll just say something went wrong, please try again, right? Something went wrong, please try again. This will happen only when the API fails to work. So yep, the next step is obviously to test it. So you can go to the prototype tab, and you'll have the start prototype here, and let me, if I click on this, it should ideally run the API and update the status. So we'll go back to the Slack channel to see if it works, right? So let me click on start prototype.
Status has been updated.
So the API worked, right? API got a success response and it is updated. So let me enable my edge screen and go to the Slack. Yep, if you've noticed, it works, right? So you can ask Alexa to open your skill and then update the Slack status itself directly from there. So this is just an example of seeing how you can probably update a Slack status using the API. So API is the crucial part, where you have different header parameters. You can also send JSON as a body uh, in raw format, right? So let me enable my screen back so that I can show you what I mean here. In the API block, this is an example of showing how you can send multiple headers and also a body in raw format, and how you can achieve different types of APIs that are available using this pretty simple example, right? And yeah, if you like this video, do drop a like on the video below, and if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, because that will help me make more such videos and help you build stuff without any or essentially zero coding. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.